My gosh, my gosh, my gosh. Many years ago I thought I'd be able to talk to some brothers and some sisters who have laid down some pathways for me. But I'm here in the place they call the wardrobe night. You speaking, or should I say, brother speaking is our man Flint, representing Omega News. Check that out. I'm here with Misty and Roots. Blessed love, my brothers.
And it's Misty in Roots.
Sorry, Misty in Roots, you know?
Yeah,
I don't mind being corrected because I'm here with my elders.
Of course.
Yeah. So it's like my big brother, uncle just looked at me and said, no, do it right.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
All right. I'm just going to give the people a little bit of background information on yourselves. You all were founded in the 1970s from South Hall. Is that, which part of London is that?
Yeah, that's
West London.
West London.
Of London.
West of London.
Yeah, because in the borough of Middlesex.
Okay.
Middlesex. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is just past Acton, Ealing, and then we have South Hall.
So just for the people that don't know the geography, remember we used to go around with maps and stars before we used that little computer thing. And sat nav, all them business.
Yes.
I'd like to give a shout out to all the members and any new members' names that I don't mention. My apologies.
no,
So-
hold on, man. Don't mention, no mention. If you want no name, we're going to tell you name.
All right. To my left outside,
Kazi.
bless.
Barry Drummer.
All right.
Raspoko. Sungi, bass.
Tungagis. Colin.
Massive respect to the brothers and sisters. On your web page, before I even came to see you, right, I saw it's on that, which is very unusual for a band. I see that you put on the hunger site, give free food. Not many groups do anything like that. I know most of us usually on the musical interview us talk about the tracks, but what really got me was on the web page you're talking about look out for other people, which was serious, really serious, which let me understand where y'all are coming from to start off with. I just wrote down on your page, or should I say I took down something on your prayers that you just wrote, which was beautiful and gave me true vibes. I'm coming down here. Simply praise him with the sounds of the trumpet, praise him. With the psaltery and harp, praise him. With your tile gels and dance, praise him. With stringed instruments and organs, praise him. What can I say?
Psalms. Psalms.
Yeah, man. The more than Psalms, it was written by ancient Africans and who has now been transformed because they put it down like it's a Hebrew write it, but it's an idea African write it. You see?
For real.
Translated of course into what we are calling Psalms.
You see, one of the reasons why I came, because I had to travel far to find you all my brothers, seriously. One of the reasons why I made sure to come, because when I was growing up, I'm seeing about the 1970s, I was just a little boy. And my big brother and other brothers were walking the streets and having to go through exactly what you were speaking about on the tunes.
Yes.
Now these tunes were being played to me when I was just knee high. And I didn't know the fullness of what was going on out there. Because our parents were brave and they made sure it never came down the street. So for me to meet you, I have to ask you these simple questions, right? You've been in the business for 4 decades. What was it like at the very beginning? And what made y'all decide to become musicians?
Well, yeah, I look upon my life and say, me ancient, but ancient still about young like the eye. So, pertaining to your question, I will put it on to the founder members from Foundation, like the man Puck and like the man BSC Songi. So, what do I say from Foundation Rasta?
Well, I feel say everything is written. You understand? So if it wasn't written, we wouldn't be going to that in that part. Every man's story has been written. This is how I see it personally.
A man may see it differently, but this is how I see it. A man's story has been written, so you're just fulfilling it.
Yeah.
You understand? So if it wasn't supposed to be so, it wouldn't be so.
What I find personally, in the time that we were, I would say, youngsters, well, the guitarist, Tunga,
Yes.
BSC, we all came through like the elders teaching us music. So we have a wide knowledge. So we came through like different genre, like our own Caribbean kind of music.
Yeah, I used to play steel band first.
Yeah.
My old man played steel band.
All right.
So that was my first.
So there's some form of tradition being passed down,
yeah.
which you're taking it on.
Yeah.
That is how we come until
Definitely.
in our time now. We took it upon ourselves
Yeah.
to play like what is the new music or the music that was
Yes.
going on more predominantly, which was roots reggae.
All right.
But as a apprenticeship or training within the thing, we were coming through from the elder generation who pass on like all kind of style.
That was just about. You can see my piece of paper right here. Right. I was just about to say that because Nicky Thomas was it living in the land of the common people, 1975. I hear say. Read up that you are with a backing band.
Yes.
What was it like to actually travel around with somebody that's coming from one of the islands around the UK? And did you travel more? Because not a lot of people understand the hard work that this brother actually did.
Yeah. It was one of the original man.
He taught us a lot.
To come here.
He taught us a lot because Toots taught him.
All right.
Well, he taught
He
influenced
taught
me.
us.
As a musician, he influenced me.
Yeah, man, he was a very serious
To
musician.
see a man working so professional. He was a professional.
Yeah, man, professional. Big him up, same way.
So-
yeah, man.
He was a great musician.
Yeah, man.
Nicky Thomas.
Yeah, man, he put enough into it,
Yeah.
Enough heart.
The difference between the music I would say that's coming out now, not all of it, and the music that was coming out from the 1970s and the 1980s. Some people say pain brings through talent and brings through a just cause. And unfortunately, many of our brothers and sisters that sang for the right cause, for some unknown reason, they're not with us anymore.
Yes.
So what makes y'all stand strong and continue doing what you're doing?
One word. Liberty. So I can say is how a man live.
Yeah.
How you live within yourself, how you live amongst your brother and sister. It's not just a food thing, it's a conscious thing. So from your conscious mind clear, all things supposed to clear. And you have clouds in the way, then you have to deal with all turbulence. It's like when you're up in the plane, you have to deal with turbulence. Sometimes you just go through and it clear. Next time you have to just deal with some turbulence, but you have to stand firm, see and wait. Yes, I am.
So what really happened there was, even in our time coming through, there was a load of man singing about woman. You see? And of course, when we are coming up as youngsters, the first kind of tune we are playing is what's popping up. We are saying.
Yeah.
Alright, so we used to sing about woman.
Okay.
You understand me I say?
Serious.
Because we are surrounded by all these men singing about woman. You see? Even Bob Marley. Well, somebody say if you don't sing about woman, you can never come famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what them tell us.
Something that sounds very similar to the new style of Well Boss.
Well,
If you don't show them half of your skin, you never make a record.
Right.
Sound the same thing to me?
well, there you go. So therefore, there was ones and ones who was singing of their experiences. Well, even at the time when we were coming through at the first half set of band, you understand, like man like even Aswats.
Yes, because around those times there was
Yeah.
Aswad, there was steel poles.
Well, all the man them, there's enough man out there.
Yes, for real.
Enough black band.
Just like sounds.
Enough black band.
They don't have no bands now.
Every street
They
have
don't
3
no bands.
sounds.
They don't have no bands now. There's how many bands now?
Well, there is it. You see, and all those bands, most of them were singing roots because at that time it was like a enlightenment. You see? Some man of them want to hear Lovers Rocks.
For real?
Yeah.
For real?
That's how it was. So therefore, certain ones hold like the conscious nature of the music, and certain ones were singing about woman. You see? And I don't sing about woman. And I sing about our conditions and Africa, the origins and the creator.
What would you...
Creation.
Because I know time's moving, but I wish I was here earlier.
Yeah.
Believe me, my brothers. But because I know time is moving, I'm just going to ask... Well, I'll ask you a couple more questions because, you know... In 1985, you all created a wonderful album. I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, you know what I mean? Musica Tonya. Have I said that right? You see? You see? This is part. We're laughing, but this is a serious thing.
Yes.
Because at least I understand that
now, yes.
I've come off of the road.
Yes.
And it's just like Marcus Garvey said. A people without knowledge is like a tree without roots.
Now you see it now?
Yes.
True, you know, it's kind of like what the thing say, but you have to have the understanding of the thing.
Okay.
So go on with your question.
Alright. So, okay, give me the right pronunciation, my brothers.
Well,
Musse?
in English, it's smoke that thunder.
Alright.
Musiotunya.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Smoke
Musiotunya.
that thunder.
That's what it means.
Alright.
That's
what
the
it
English
means.
translation. Smoke that thunder.
That's
But
a
that
that's a
thunder-
serious title.
Yeah, man. But then call it Victoria
Victoria
Falls.
Yes.
That's the original.
Geography, history, and you thought it was just music. No. Right. So in 1985,
Yeah.
and this is what really grabbed me, because you don't see these kind of movements. I remember seeing back in the night some of these old DVDs, you see, of some of the artists from America went back to Africa. I hear so many brothers and sisters saying that we have to go back. Well, not so much since the 1995. I don't hear that talk so much now.
Oh.
But for you all to decide to get up, come out, and go, let me get this right. Was this in Zimbabwe? Was it Zimbabwe?
Yeah.
For 9 months? So where was the other place that you went and recorded and lived?
Zambia.
And Zambia. Now for a so-called British band to do that, to go home, really, what was that like?
Oh.
Really?
I can only speak for myself. My spirit was overwhelmed because when we all came out of the airport, there was about, I can't remember the amount, but there was pure brothers playing traditional instruments and welcoming us home.
Yeah.
I was moved.
When we went back second time, them line up there for same way. Anyone now? Yeah, when we walk to them, they on both sides.
That's a listener, you know.
Yeah, man, we were moved.
Because every man have them experience.
Yeah, I was moved. Trust me, I was moved.
Because that, you know, for me, that was the first time I played with the man them. You see, and before the plane landed.
Sorry, brothers and sisters, who is this? I got.
Wanda.
All right, thank you.
Keyboard.
Just so that everybody know.
Yeah. And even before the plane landed, the heavens was a sight to behold. Generally, you cannot use words to describe the feeling or the greeting. It's you have to be there to feel it. And a lot of people, the way they portray Africa, is them show you some really horrific thing. And if you brave enough, you have to brave. Because of what them show you Africa is, you don't really want to go there. Fly a pitch man, mode, starvation, boom. So Africa is a world. They're showing you some little zone. So when you go and you see the reality of Africa and the love which exists, they greet you, brother, and say, come home, come. When the plane land, people there, I don't know if the man remember, there was people from the door open at the
Yes.
plane.
Yeah, man.
Them have to guide
Yes.
me into the airport. From this or no, this is all a shock. Because what them tell me of Africa, I'm not expecting this. Like what them call VIP treatment. You see? Just because we are coming back home. The song Wandering Wonder kind of expressed that.
real.
That kind of greeting and feeling. We've been away long. Ones we left behind. You see? And that's what it feel like. And after we go through all, you know, we have to go through in the airport, and by the time we come out, instead of we have to go somewhere, we have to sit down on the airport step. They have banner, traditional dance group. I think it's about an hour or so. We just park right outside, you're not going nowhere. Then them have the bus now to take us to our hotel or to a dwelling. Then this all the children come on the bus, we pack up, we choke on the bus, and them carry the bus through the townships. They never go through the main street, them take the bus round where all the people can.
Then we drive for real.
No, well, I just take it on an excursion.
All right.
That's the type of greeting that we got in Zimbabwe. So
Welcoming.
it was a welcoming.
Homecoming.
Yes.
And significantly, we must recognize the work that the Zimbabwe do. And there is where even I and I feel privileged to even have seen even not the completion of the work, but the first stage of the struggle. Well, I wouldn't say the completion of the first stage of the struggle, because when we were there, it was the independence celebration.
That was it. Was that in 1985?
Yeah, because what happened, the first celebration, Bob Marley had gone there.
All right.
You see, Bob Marley must say good on there, and the people them feel good, man. You know what I mean? Because Rasta was supporting even the struggle that was going on at the time. Because at that time now, it was the first time when black man really stand up for themselves within a spiritual form. Because what the struggle was about is an ancestral thing. They had a woman named called Nyanda and Buyo.
Nyanda, yeah.
And there was the spirit, the same spirit like Naya Bingi. The spirit rise up against the oppressor. You see? So these people now then take up that spirit to free themselves from the oppressor. So we came in like the second time they invited us to come to celebrate the independence.
You see now, my brother, as you're talking, as you're both talking, I wish, that's why it's so important for us to record these scenes and for our next generation to be able to see these things,
man.
because there's a lot, the music industry don't change. And right about now, with yourself going up on stage and the whole band, and I'm hearing instrumentation and craft and hard work, is people say, y'all are dinosaurs.
Yes, man.
You know?
Ian
But when you actually listen, it's sweeter than any form of poetry that you'd have come across, because it's reality. So the question, rather me going on, and because the vibe is beautiful, but I have to ask you this. You see, with what's going on now with our children, I'm talking all our children, right? How can we, I know you're going to say it's time and it's the motion, I already can feel you with that already, right? But how can we help our children and save our children? Or am I just making it a little bit too dramatic?
No, definitely not.
No,
Oh, we know what I want. Yeah.
You know, we've been away so long.
Alright.
You see? So it's not a thing say you just up and go. Some people feel say why it's just up and go, you know. But we've been living a fantasy. It's not a reality. We get up, you know, you have stoplight, you have paved road, you have brick house, you switch a button and light go on, and that's our reality. A man make a road and put tree. That's our reality. When you go to reality now, your fears, because no road no straight. The trees them are not are not symmetrical.
Yeah.
You know, the bush grow there, and we say no, man, we know. So it's going to take a time, and the word I hear used is education. You have to be educated. And like anything, you have what we call trailblazers. Man them who go before and pave the way. Because them have the knowledge and the reality of both worlds. And know what we're under here. So you say, alright, come brethren, come sister, come my family. You know what them used to. So you know how to integrate. Not just repatriate, but integrate. That is a process. Not that now just happen overnight. Come through.
Mentioning of this same reasoning, we, as the ones coming from the 1970s, as I was saying unto you, we were having a kind of enlightenment. You see? And the argument was Africa for Africans, home and abroad. You see? And the cry of Rastafari is repatriation. That means back to Africa. You understand? So therefore, if we are going to remain trying to live like the European or the Americans, then we are not going to give the picnic them the right direction. So a lot of us are say, well, 90% or even 99% of I and I in this time as black people is guilty of that. I've forgotten who they are. You understand? I prefer to go on like the Caucasians, you see, and lose the uprising.
The essence.
The essence.
Yeah,
that's what it
you
is.
see, them lose that, and they don't sit down and go on like a white man when they should in their capacity thinking of the original cry. He said that I know that I'm a disrasta. I talk about oh, look on Africa and go Africa, go do Africa don't like you. All kind of stupidness. Don't realizing themselves the way African is dealing with you is the same way African deal with himself. You are just like him, so if you go there, you would know. Because him only deal with black man. Africa is a black place. You see? So I and I is no different from any man in Africa. Knowing that Africa is tribal, so even say I and I. We are just like a man from a different tribe.
For real.
Amongst them.
And you have to get to know the next tribe and become neighbors.
Well,
You can't even just come in and try.
Some might see tribe as a derogatory word.
Yeah.
We'd like to say group.
Village,
Yeah,
group, kingdom.
So the final argument is the argument of Marcus Garvey.
Alright.
You see? As you are talking when you are coming. Black man have to come together. How can we do that? We are talking tribe, we are talking all kind of divisions. And Garvey said, if we have not well, he said we are cowards. Cowards. And the reason why we are cowards is because we can't come together as one. The argument is other people have done it. And that is how they have become a nation, strong. You know what I mean? The Chinese man, the Indian man, everybody else. But the African man, he's a coward. And if we don't unite, as Garvey said, well, that's it. We will perish. So if me and you as tribalists can't come together as one, we will perish. And there is where we are going to stand in this time, because in the end, who is going with the Caucasian living have forgotten who they are. So even if you go to Africa, it's the same thing. There's a lot of African down there want to be Caucasians.
Desire the Western ways of life.